Minister, I too want to welcome you into the House today. As mentioned in the Dáil previously, the Labour Party will welcomes the Social Welfare Bill 2021 and will be supporting it. For many it will be their only source of income, and this important legislation will have, as you've mentioned yourself, Minister, an additional 558 million in 2022, which is very welcome for so many people. Minister, like other speakers today, I want to mention the area of local employment and the contracts. You will be familiar that I've raised this with you before, Minister, at our Social Protection Committee, and indeed I've raised it as well with officials in your department at that committee also. I note, as has been said, unfortunately, that the Labour Party amendments yesterday were not allowed in the lower house, which would have postponed these new tenders. I'm asking you, Minister, to reconsider the department's position. I'm sure, like me, you're aware of the decades of services that these local employment agencies have given to their communities. You're also aware of the strike action by SIP2 members in local employment services in Laois Offaly, and employees who do not really know what their future holds. Local employment services have been good to our communities, and I believe we should continue to recognise their experience and support them by postponing any tender process, allowing them to continue doing the great job that they do on all our behalfs. Just to go on to another issue, Minister, on the 21st of October of this year, I, along with colleagues, introduced the Social Welfare Surviving Cohabitants Pension Bill 2021 into this House. We're all very aware that the concept of family has changed, and it is time to bring this state into the 21st century. Ireland needs to treat all its families, no matter what their make-up, fairly and the same. The 2016 census showed that there are over 75,000 cohabiting couples in Ireland with child dependents, a figure that is likely to be even greater at the next census. If a couple is cohabiting, the Department of Social Protection will assess both of their means when carrying out a means test for social assistance payment, like job seekers allowance or a carers allowance. It doesn't provide any guaranteed contributory social protection payments, like the widow's pension, when one of them unfortunately passes away. Our bill last night sought to address this, and I know my party colleague Deputy Duncan Smith moved an amendment last night in the Dáil to address this too. Cohabiting, as you will be aware, Minister, has far-reaching impacts on lots of payments within the state and state supports, not just social welfare payments, indeed medical cards, mature students going back to college, and many more examples. A cohabiting couple can claim or transfer unused tax credits between themselves, and there can also be an inheritance tax burden when a partner dies. For the assessment of eligibility for social welfare payments, a cohabiting couple is treated as together for income assessment, the same as married couples, but not, again, as I said, if one of them unfortunately passes away. It's time that the law caught up with the modern family life, Minister, and I want to acknowledge that you committed to preparing a report on this important matter last night, and I believe that the changes in our laws will have a positive impact on so many, and I and the Labour Party look forward to working with you on making those changes and making this state a place where all families are treated equally. Minister, later tonight, along with colleagues, we will have statements on the live music industry and entertainment industry. I just want to welcome the very welcome reintroduction of the PUP payment. But in December of last year, you increased the threshold for self-employed who can now earn up to 960 over an 8-week period while retaining their full PUP entitlement, which was an increase of €480 from the previous amount. This was rightly welcomed by so many at the time. Your department described this as a new measure that allows a self-employed person to take on intermittent jobs or one-off gigs without losing their entitlement to PUP. The problem now, Minister, for so many in the live music industry, in particular those who find themselves on the lower rates of PUP, is that there are no one-off gigs, there are no intermittent jobs, they have no additional income, and they and their families are suffering. Upon behalf of so many, Minister, I ask you to look at the rate of PUP for those all involved here. It would mean so many at this particularly important time. Christmas is hard on the entertainment industry this year, and I ask you, Minister, to reconsider this. And I know colleagues later on tonight will be calling for that as well. But while we have you in this House, Minister, I think it's important to address that particular issue with you. I just want to go on to carers, Minister. You'll be familiar that I've raised this with you on so many occasions before, and I also want to acknowledge the increase in the means test that you've brought in this budget. It is very important, as you said, to so many people. I also want to welcome the commitment you've given here today that you are going to look at carers to be provided with a pension. I think that's a very important statement by yourself and by your department, Minister, and I look forward to working with you on that. But I just want to put on record the fantastic work that our carers do on a 24/7, and there are many still, unfortunately, outside of the means test that are not getting a financial reward from the state. I believe that they should. I believe we should be looking at this. I believe we need to look at this again, Minister, and I do look forward to working with you again for the benefit of all those carers who, unfortunately, at the moment are not getting the just reward that I and many others believe that they should be getting. I just want to mention Section 17, Minister, that you introduced today, or you said that it wasn't announced on the budget day, which is in relation to the Chief Appeals Officer and putting substitutes and designated substitutes to deputise for the Chief Appeals Officer. I just want to bring up with you the delays that I'm experiencing through my own office in relation to a number of appeals, and I just want to welcome this. And I just want to ask the question, I suppose, Minister, how will this affect the day-to-day running of the office, and what sort of reductions in time will it give to those that are waiting on appeals? I'm aware, as colleagues are, I'm sure, of a number of different appeals that are now going on months and unfortunately a bit longer than that. And I hope that this new Section 17 that you've introduced here to us today, and that will go through, I hope, as part of this bill, will reduce those times, because for so many the wait is too long. And I know you've acknowledged that before, Minister, in contributions and discussions I've had with you, but maybe you might just come back to us and let us know what you hope that this, by introducing this new section today, will mean for those that are waiting on appeals. Finally, Minister, I want to acknowledge your staff and all the staff of your department. Through my own office, as I've said, I have daily contact with your staff, be that the community welfare officers, be that the local staff in the offices in Athy and indeed Newbridge, and those who help us with our queries here through the Oireachtas lines. At all times, they've been very helpful and have quickly and efficiently dealt with the many queries I've had, particularly through these very difficult times. And I wanted to just finish on that today, Lasca Hirlock, and thank the Minister, and if she could pass on that thanks to her staff, it would be most welcome.